Dating and pickup are absolutely things you would like to get better at, especially if you are in your 20s or early 30s. Gaining ability in these areas helps you understand yourself better than you do as a man who appreciates the nature and dynamics of women. You begin to learn social dynamics, what motivates individuals, and how to manage a problem. You start to learn how to interact with other individuals and what makes them react. These social abilities for young males are essential. All of these aspects are related if you want to get better at social interactions and even business. This is the first basic fact that every young man needs to understand, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Truth number 1, you have to work harder the more lovely she is. Now please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying you should be like that gym guy who has no chest, but still flaunts his chest excessively. This does not imply that you should become aggressive or start bullying people. Be a simp not, to put it simply. When you first meet a female who rates a 10 on your scale of attractiveness, it's quite simple to enhance her because you are new to the game and are sensitive to the simp trap. If you keep doing this, you'll put her on an even higher pedestal by calling her lovely, the woman of your dreams, and other such things. Remember, if you treat a woman, especially one who is attractive, like a celebrity, you can probably assume how she will treat you, like a fan. Surprisingly, every single one of my friends who plays the dating and pickup game agrees that women tend to be unconsciously unaware of their own beauty. What do I mean by that? Well, every woman likes to think she's beautiful and she wears makeup and other beauty products. But the moment you treat her like any other average girl without letting her beauty affect how you treat her, she will forget her mindset that she is too beautiful to interact with you. This is the first unvarnished truth you should realize. The more attractive she is, the harder you have to work. Bottom line, don't be a simp for any lady. Whether she rates a 1 on your scale of attractiveness or a 10, all ladies are built the same. Don't let the color of their skin or their level of attractiveness fool you. Truth number 2, ignore her words and pay attention to her actions. It happens to most men who are new to the game. Maybe 2 years later or so, when you are taking a shower, you all of a sudden remember, oh, that woman was giving me choosing signals. As you start to learn more about how women behave, you look back on your previous interactions and you can immediately tell from how the woman was behaving that she was interested. However, you were too much of a newbie at the time to understand what it meant to ignore her words and pay attention to her actions. Many times, a woman will say things that may lead you to believe that she is not interested in you. For example, she may identify you as short, too young, or even completely say that you are not her type. This is what you would refer to as a shit test. Analyze what holds your frame in place. By keeping your distance, you shouldn't respond to the woman's crap test with a savage barrage of blows. Keep up the friendly 5 and capitalize on her body language. Pay attention to her eyes, the way she looks at you, and how she moves around you, because these are the biggest indicators of a girl's feelings for you, not her words. This is particularly true with cold pickups. Truth number 3. This is a major one, particularly if you are in your late teens or early 20s. As a male, you need to have the idea that you shouldn't chase women, but rather become the man that they will chase ingrained in your head. According to the old saying, chasing something indicates that it is eluding you. However, attracting something requires that you have something of value to offer in exchange. Keep in mind that everything in this world is a trade. We interact with people, make friends, and engage in activities because we want something or someone else wants to receive something from us. Same thing here applies to thinking of yourself like a magnet. At first, your magnet is very weak, but slowly, as you start to build a better physique and better mindset, you start grooming yourself so you look presentable, you smell good, and you hold yourself to a higher standard instead of just fapping off here and there. Then automatically your magnet starts to become stronger. Why? Because you are holding yourself to a higher standard instead of just fapping off here and there. Truth number 4. When they see you have a different woman, women you previously pursued and were rejected by will become interested. Young brothers should observe this since women value social proof. When you start to do better in these areas, you naturally climb up the women's attractiveness scale because of the amount of social attention you receive, what people think of you, and how they treat you. Imagine for a moment that you had a buddy who had a huge crush on a particular girl, but she wouldn't even speak to him. Jump ahead 15 years and your guy is now a successful actor. He makes a good living and has followers, so do you think the girl would find him completely appealing now that he has social proof? This social proof comes from both his fans and the other ladies in his immediate vicinity. Truth number 5. Even the best pickup artist or most attractive man in the world wouldn't have a 100% conversion rate with women. Simply put, even if you have leveled up as a man, most women will find you attractive, but some won't. Instead of crying about it, just move on and concentrate on the ones that do want you. This is the art of moving on and staying positive. One of the finest ways to develop your sense of grounding as a man is by experiencing rejection from women. If you've read much psychology, you know that the reason we are so afraid of rejection comes directly from how our ancient ancestors used to live. They lived in groups and tribes. You will train your mind that it's not a big deal. You didn't die, you didn't get hurt. it's just a mental barrier that you need to cross. Our brains are still hardwired to be afraid of rejection. Once you do get rejected, you start to train your mind to overcome this limiting belief, and you become mentally stronger, which is one of the best masculine traits to master. If you were to be rejected from your tribe, you would be all alone and your survival rate would decrease significantly because you would now have to get food on your own, fight off wild animals on your own, and so on. Truth number 6. Avoid sinful mothers and brothers. I can't stress this enough. Single mothers have already been in relationships with men, and whatever they believe about doing so now is based on prior relationships, which are almost always bad. If you choose to date a single mother, she will bring all that negativity into your life. If there are any single mothers watching this right now, I can already tell that you are triggered by it. However, take a moment to consider whether you would prefer your son to be with a submissive woman who hasn't had much experience in life, or a woman who has suffered from mental trauma and is likely to subject your son to it as well. In their youth, it's common for these kinds of women to approach men. The majority of the time, these women do need help, and if God puts it in your heart to help them, you will. But after you get to know these women, you'll see a completely different side because the traumas from her past will eventually resurface. Truth number 7. When a woman rejects you, walk away. In reality, if a man follows all the right guidelines, it's almost hard to make a mistake. One of the best ways to make a mistake is to keep following a woman who has made it apparent that she doesn't want to talk to you. Make a note of this. Your response should mirror hers. If she offers you any indications, act on them and step it up. It's almost as though you're rewarding or punishing her conduct. If she ignores you, the greatest thing you can do as a male is to walk away. Remember that a man's greatest superpower is his ability to remain sensible and act without allowing his emotions to cloud his judgment. Women are emotional beings, but men aren't nearly as sensitive. If she leaves, as I've said previously, your behavior will reflect hers. Truth number 8. Never reveal your weaknesses to a woman. If you find yourself in a major rut after reading Samson and Delilah, get professional assistance. Everyone is familiar with the legend of Samson, who was the strongest person to ever walk the world. His weakness was hidden in his hair, so why did he lose everything by exposing it? As young men, keep in mind that women are there for you to celebrate your life's achievements with, especially if you have a really serious weakness or are in need of assistance. Instead, you should turn to the other males in your life for support. The things you rely on and share with your woman should be very different from the things you share with other men. If you are already in a relationship, you would probably agree that if you reveal a particularly dark secret or weakness to a woman, it is very likely that she will take advantage of you or bring it up in a future fight. Men, if you need advice or support, you should turn to other men and God. Truth number 9. Have a low tolerance if you are in the beginning phases of your relationship with a girl and you are attempting to understand each other. Don't overlook the red flags and be prepared to walk away at any time. Hold yourself to a high standard of value at all times. For example, if she doesn't respect you as a man, don't put up with it. Remember that whatever you put up with today will only get worse in the future. And finally, the truth number 10. There are so many red-pilled and black-pilled men who have such a negative outlook on women. Remember, this type of attitude affects you more than them. This one applies more to you than the girl, which is to not be bitter, simply accept the female nature and adjust, talk to women to improve your social skills, and simply understand that women are biologically different from men. If you are rejected, take the rejection as an opportunity to grow and move on. If God brings a female into your life, by all means, get married. However, never forget these unvarnished facts, brothers. As always, hold respectively yourself and those around you to the highest standards.